This morning on DC News Now.
I want to be clear that we will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city. 2
Israeli embassy staffers shot and killed outside of a Jewish museum. Authorities investigating the shooting as a possible hate crime. Scattered showers continue Thursday, tracking cloudy skies and highs in the low 70s ahead of the holiday weekend. Nearly 30 tanks loaded up on trains heading to D.C. The preparations for next month's Army Parade. Remembering Jerry Connolly.
Everybody adored him because he's just an adorable, wonderful person, and I'm going to miss him.
Reflecting on his life of service to Northern Virginia. A call to action. A Japanese-American woman's story of turning a painful period of history into a commitment to community.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning and thanks for starting your Thursday with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
And good morning. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. We have a couple of things on the road that we definitely need to talk about. But first, let's just talk about weather. And it is going to be slick out there. The roadways are slick and it's raining throughout the day.
Yeah, I mean, at times we'll see some dry times. We'll still feel damp out there because we still have the cloud cover. So out there right now, a bit of a dreary start. We're seeing some showers on the map. It doesn't look like it's widespread. However, we do have some patchy fog. That's also creating some drizzle too, and that drizzle not being seen on that radar. Those raindrops a little too fine for the radar to pick that up. But we are seeing some of those showers across Loudoun County and even across Montgomery County right now, moving through Rockville. Even around DC, we do have those showers passing on through and back over towards parts of Fairfax County, dealing with a couple of those light sprinkles. But visibility, it is down about 4 miles in DC, 2 in Leesburg, about a mile or less from Manassas to Woodstock. So heads up, take it slow. We're seeing those temperatures starting off into those middle 50s, and then later on today, those temperatures climb upper 60s to near 70. Still a chance for some showers and rumbles of thunder possible later on this afternoon. More details on that coming up. Shanika, what's the latest on those roads?
All right, Jackie, take a live look here at the scene of this multi-vehicle crash and fire. This is out of Prince George's County. Live traffic camera right near Temple Hills. Now, this crash happened right between St. Barnabas Road and Branch Avenue. So on the outer loop, 495 heading northbound. You will be stuck in this one area here. You're seeing traffic really bottlenecking to the right to get by. I am seeing some more movement though right near 414. So past this point though, it gets really slow and really hectic, leading toward that one crash. You still have crews on scene at this hour. Heading southbound on the inner loop side, you're a bit slow, but that is the norm. And on the top side, you're seeing delays out of Montgomery County past New Hampshire Avenue. So just watch your speeds in those areas. And 6:02, breaking news this morning, a tragic and shocking incident at the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, last night, 2 Israeli staffers shot and killed outside of the building. Authorities say they do have one person in custody. Our Yamari say live outside of the museum with what we know so far. Yamari, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Well, basically the next day since this incident took place last night, and obviously there's still a huge scene directly behind me. Several roads are still blocked off this morning. You can barely even get to near the museum, but we're actually just a few feet away from where this entire incident unfolded. The 2 victims involved, Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Lynn Milgram, there were actually a couple about to be engaged with next week, and unfortunately they lost their lives before that, all due to this shooting that took place last night. Now, here's what we know so far. Now, essentially just around 9 p.m. when police say a man was pacing outside the Capitol Jewish Museum. Moments later, he approached a small group of people, pulled out a handgun, and opened fire. 2 of the victims, Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Lynn Milgram, were struck. Police say they found them unconscious and not breathing, and they later died. Now, the suspect, identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago, that suspect actually entered the building after the shooting, where security quickly detained him. And officers say Rodriguez told security where they could find the weapon and implied he was responsible for the shooting. Now, during his arrest, he reportedly shouted "Free Palestine," and Mayor Muriel Bowser and the Israeli ambassador had some strong words to say. Take a listen.
I want to be clear that we will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city. We will not tolerate any acts of terrorism, and we're going to stand together as a community in the coming days and weeks to send a clear message that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
Together we won't be afraid. Together we'll stand, and we're going to overcome moral depravity of people who think that they're going to achieve political gains through murder.
Now, officials say the suspect, Rodriguez, has no prior record of being involved with any law enforcement, no issues prior to that. But they still will ensure, the D.C. attorney says they will make it clear that they do plan to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. And they are looking at this entire investigation as a possible hate crime as well. Now, reporting in Northwest, I'm Yamari Sase. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Anne-Marie. And President Trump reacting to last night's shooting near the Capitol Jewish Museum on Truth Social, saying that these horrible D.C. killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the U.S. Condolences to the families of the victims. So sad that such things can happen. God bless you all. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also reacting to the news, saying we are witness to the terrible cost of the anti-Semitism and wild incitement against the state of Israel. Blood libels against Israel have cost in blood and must be fought to the utmost.
And also, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says the country is days away from implementing a new aid system in Gaza. This comes as the United Nations says it's been trying to get needed aid to Palestinians quickly. Aid trucks entered Gaza this week, but it has not delivered to the Palestinians just yet. Netanyahu says he plans to create a sterile zone where the current population will be moved to receive supplies. And of course, we'll continue to have coverage in the next half hour and throughout the morning.
And developing now, a teenage girl is dead after shooting and killing herself on accident while filming a video for social media. D.C. police received reports of a shooting just after 5 p.m. in the 1700 block of Benning Road in Northeast. When police arrived on the scene, they found that 14-year-old not breathing. The girl was inside of an apartment handling a gun while filming. That gun went off, hitting her in the torso. She later died from her injuries.
And 6:06 this morning, the story you're about to hear may be disturbing. A Maryland man has pleaded guilty in an international sextortion case in which he coerced more than 100 girls into sending him sexually explicit images. These victims as young as 5 from as far away as Australia to here in Montgomery County. Prosecutors say Chase Mulligan met young girls through social media apps like Snapchat, Discord, and Roblox. He'd convinced them to send them sexually explicit photos and videos, and when the girls would later refuse, he'd threaten to post the images online or go to their home. The FBI says the 28-year-old preyed on 108 girls from across the country, as well as Denmark, Spain, and Philippines. He'll be sentenced in October. And in Virginia, a custodian in Prince William County is arrested for slapping a student. It happened last week in the cafeteria at Henderson Elementary. Police say Miguel Carmona hit the 8-year-old boy in the back of the head during a brief encounter. The 76-year-old has been charged with assault and is held on a $500 bond. Also in Virginia, a fire tears through a home in Arlington. This is video here showing firefighters on the roof. It happened on South Abingdon Street near I-395. One person in the home was treated on scene for injuries, and right now, no word yet on how the fire started. And he's been a defining figure in local and national politics for decades. Virginia Congressman Gerry Connolly has died from throat cancer.
Yeah, our Daniel Hamburg shares how Representative Connolly was remembered by a long line of bipartisan admirers.
This is the future.
Congressman Gerry Connolly has been a fixture in Fairfax County since he was first elected to the Board of Supervisors in 1995.
He was one of a kind, and there will never be one like him.
On the board and after being elected chairman in 2003, he helped transform Tyson's Corner by pushing for transportation investment to help the Silver Line, which opened in 2014 and was extended to Dulles Airport in 2022.
1, 2, 3, Silver!
He served more than 16 years in Congress, first elected in 2008. His former chief of staff and current Fairfax County Supervisor, James Walkinshaw, says Connolly fought for people without a voice.
He fought for people in our community who are unhoused, people who are impoverished, people who are struggling with mental illness or addiction, He was their voice and their champion throughout his career.
He was the king of Fairfax.
Fairfax County Democratic Committee Chair Aaron Yohai says Connolly set the county up for success.
He was larger than life. He always had something that he could say to bring a smile to your face. He was extremely affable and had a great interest in local matters and in individuals.
His legacy is bipartisan. Republican Congressman Brett Guthrie saying this about Connolly's role as former president of the NATO Parliamentary Assembly.
He's beloved around the world. All of our NATO allies, every time he showed up at a meeting, Jerry, there's Jerry, there's Jerry, and they just, everybody adored him because he's just an adorable, wonderful person, and I'm going to miss him.
And on Capitol Hill, Republican lawmakers making last-minute changes to the Big Beautiful Bill. This is all in an effort to win over some GOP lawmakers on the fence about the bill. The changes were revealed yesterday evening. Now, some of those include removing the sale of hundreds of thousands of acres of public land in Utah and Nevada, accelerating the new work requirement for able-bodied Medicaid beneficiaries from January 2029 to the end of December 2026, and creating a $12 billion fund for Homeland Security Secretary to help states with cost of border security efforts and migrants.
All right, turning now to the Army. It's preparing for its 250th anniversary celebration next month here in D.C., and it's happening June 14th on President Trump's birthday. Tanks from Texas are making their way now to the DMV. They loaded 30 M1 Abrams battle tanks onto rail cars at Fort Cavazos yesterday. The Army says they weigh more than 60 tons each and will take about 9 or 10 days to get to Maryland. They'll then be loaded onto trucks and driven into the district, then placed at a staging area near the Lincoln Memorial.
And a traffic alert in D.C. The National Memorial Day Parade is Monday, and a lot of roads are going to be closed. That parade route follows Constitution Avenue from 7th to 17th Street. Police say you will start seeing several cross streets starting to close Monday morning at 8, and even more roads will not allow street parking. That parade is set to start at 2 o'clock. All right, 6:11 now on a Thursday. Get your jump on this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, still ahead, an inside look at the biggest bounce castle in the world heading to the DMV.